Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we played Winter in the Garden 2026 at Garden Grove Disc Golf Course in Pleasant Garden, North Carolina. Today was a rough round. It was pretty windy and a bit cold because of the wind. It was about 52 degrees, but that wind was ripping through pretty steadily, making kind of throwing and putting a little bit difficult. And I was also trying to run pretty much everything out there, and you'll see some of those shots. But you know, the final score that you're going to see here is not the actual final score for the day. I wanted to go ahead and get the video up, so there are two more players that are going out a little bit later this afternoon. So it could change just a little bit my finish spot, but it won't be by much. So just be aware of that. But yes, let's get into hole number one. Number one, we're playing a modified hole. This is hole 1A, and it's actually just a forehand with the longhorn here. Out of the hand, it felt really good. Unfortunately, I kind of caught the branches on these trees. It's very well guarded green here. With the Reco X, I'm trying to just slide it to the basket, basically. So I'm just trying to throw it hard into the ground and let it slide. Which it worked pretty well. I got it to about probably 12 feet, 13 feet, something like that. Pretty easy par, fortunately. Hole 1B, I'm going to throw the jackalope here, and I'm trying to throw a little flip up hyzer where I want it to move to the right, but fortunately, it didn't give it time to move before it got to those trees. So maybe a slower disc would have been better, so it would have had me more time to flip. But I'm gonna take the yarn here and just put it on a nice little flex line, and it was looking great. And I caught this little skinny nothing tree right in front of the basket. That one right there, that curved tree, is the one I caught. I was going right to that big log, and unfortunately I missed the par putt. I'm going to take a bogey. It will not be my first for the day. I'll go ahead and guarantee you that. Hole 2, I'm taking the salamander here. We're playing to the long basket, so it's like 450 feet, 460, something like that. I'm just trying to get it up the gap, which I was able to do, just like I did on my practice round. So I'm going to take the Phoenix here, and I'm just trying to throw it on a big flex forehand, just get it up somewhere near the basket, and it worked out pretty well. It did flex out a little bit sooner than I expected, but I got it where I wanted. A little bit obstructed here though, so my really only option is to do a spike hyzer putt. I was looking at different options, trying to figure out if I could kind of get a flex backhand, but instead I go with the spike hyzer, and I almost crashed it in. But then this right here, this basket is swinging in the wind, and I hit chains, and it just kicked out. I don't know, just the swinging of the basket in the wind. Unfortunately, I took a double bogey here. Or that might have been a bogey. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was a bogey. It was salamander here on hole 3. Got it up. I hit that tree right in front of me there, knocked it straight down, and long putt for birdie. Just did miss it. But easy par. Hole 4, I'm taking the longhorn and I'm gonna throw it on a forehand. This is the same shot I did in the practice round. I'm really liking this longhorn for forehands. It was a gorgeous shot. And you'll see here I got down near the basket, not as close as I was on Monday, but close enough to still make the birdie. Hole 5, I'm taking the Votum, and I was not expecting this thing to be as flippy as it was, but I did have a headwind. You can see the trees moving there. See how windy it is. It went wide left. Unfortunately, I had nothing here. I had a few shots out here today. I probably should have just tossed it back into the fairway. Went backwards. instead of trying to push through. But you're going to see here, I'm going to take the yarn, put it on a thumber line. I'm trying to just smash it through these little trees, but unfortunately I'm just going to miss my line. I just kind of yank it down instead of up. I threw it way too low. This is a long attempt to save par. And I just about did it. Fortunately, I'm going to take another bogey. Hole 6, I'm going to take the Recco X and put it on the backhand. I take the same line every time I try to hit it. And I thought I was going to be under the pole, under the basket right here. And unfortunately, I caught a late tree. That tree right there. I was skipping right at the basket and I just hit that tree. Yeah, I just walked up and I was just laying up. So I figured I'm not even going to play with it. Just toss it up to the basket, take my par. Hole 7 is going to be my one and only implosion hole, and you're going to see what happens. I'm just trying to run everything out here. Take the jackalope off the tee. Hold it a little bit right, but it fought through pretty much everything. But I am on the right side of the fairway, which is where you do not want to be on this hole. And so I'm trying to do a turnover salamander here. And I'm going to have to try to, force it over because of the angle I'm at, and unfortunately I just pulled it into the tree. If I could have gone left of that tree, that would have been perfect. I'm going to take the yarn, and only real option I have here is a forehand roller. And it started off really well, and then it just kind of hopped left on me, and I went way left into these trees. So there's nothing over here. I'm trying to grenade to get out, and unfortunately it's going to slip out of my grip, which is why I went so far left like that. That was a way early release, and I almost make this to save par. It went right past the chains, and unfortunately I went deep into the trees back here. So I'm trying to scuba to get out of here. I'm trying to scuba it into the basket. You're going to see the disc come out right now. And unfortunately, I hit a tree right next to the basket and just kind of rolled down here. So I'm going to take a triple here. I'm sorry, that was to save bogey. That yarn was to save bogey, not par. I'm taking the taco here. Really like this taco. And just threw it right up the right gap and finished right in the middle of the fairway. Circle's edge, just outside circle, like 34 feet. This is a good run here for birdie. Just a little bit right of the basket, but easy tap in for par. Hole 9A, I'm going to be throwing the grackle here, and I'm trying to get it down this middle gap, and I almost do it. Just about made it past that tree, but unfortunately I just did catch the left side of it and kick me straight left. I'm going to take the Recco X here, throw it up next to the basket, and this is just really bad play, really bad putting. This is to save par. And I went right past the basket. I was expecting it to cut back left, into the basket with a little hyzer putt, but it went straight. And then this was just that was just a lapse of judgment, or mental lapse there. Hit that low from that close. I just gave up on that one, unfortunately. Hole 9B, this is a temporary hole. I'm throwing the salamander, and I absolutely laced this shot right down the middle of the pipe. And this one gets right under the basket. This is a birdie, easy birdie right there. Because I had to come back, I just didn't take the camera with me, but that was a tap-in birdie. Hole 10, throwing the Phoenix on a forehand, and unfortunately I caught that little tree. This is such a tight gap. But I caught that tree on the left, kind of deadened it, and I'm going to throw the Recco on a turnover backhand, and it was perfect. And I don't know what I hit. I hit an invisible wall, and it just... Like, even other people on the card were saying, "What did you hit?" It was right down the middle of the fairway, and the disc just fell out of the sky. So unfortunately, I'm gonna take a bogey here. Hole 11, I'm going to take the Nord and I'm going to throw this on a forehand, flex forehand. I always throw a flex forehand on this hole. It just always works out, you know, pretty well. I probably should have thrown the taco. The Nord was a little more overstable than I needed. So I'm pin high just right. I think the taco would have been a lot closer and just did miss the birdie putt. But it's going to be an easy tap in for par. Hole 12A. This hole is split into 2 holes for this tournament. I'm throwing the Phoenix on a forehand. We had a pretty good headwind here, which is why I chose the Phoenix. I probably should have thrown the Longhorn, but I was afraid it would turn over on me. And the Phoenix just was way too beefy. And I'm way let right into this mess. But I'm going to take the yarn and I'm just going to try to snap it right to the basket. And man, I threw it hard enough to just break branches off, and it lands right next to the basket, or probably about 20 feet. So this is to save par. Hole 12B, I'm going to throw the Grackle here, and I'm wanting to go up the middle, and unfortunately, I'm going to pull it just a little bit to the right. You're going to see that right here. Just a little right with it. Almost got through a little tiny gap, but it kicked it left. And I'm going to take the Phoenix here, and I'm trying to throw a intentional flare forehand. I wanted it to flare right there, and I caught this stump. You can kind of see it there right in front of me on the left, right in the shadows. Caught that stump perfectly to stop it, but it took this yarn and just absolutely parked it. So I still saved a par here with that yarn upshot. Hole 13, I'm going to take the Jackalope, throw it on the backhand. Did get it just a little nose up, unfortunately. And so I'm not going to get much distance on it, but I do get it up into the fairway, but I'm cut off on this tree. I don't have any run up, I just have to do a standstill. So I'm going to do a standstill forehand with the Longhorn. And I'm going to fight through all of this and get right where I needed to be. Right hand opening. And this Recco X, I was throwing it just to lay it up to the base of the tree, the basket. And the wind, there's such a big headwind there, it just held straight. That overstable putter just never moved left. It just stayed straight into that tree because of the headwind. And then that was just me tossing up. I just told myself, look, I got a bogey, and just took it. I'm going to throw the Lutz here on a backhand. First time throwing it today, only time throwing it today. I thought about throwing the Grackle instead, but I got up here. I mean, it's fine. I don't have any backhand here. Reach back. So I'm going to put the Mini down so I get a little bit more space with this, with the Recco. I definitely have a line here to hit. I just don't have much of a reach back. And luckily I hit it just right. Hit it exactly like I wanted to. Put it up here within probably 15, 16 feet. Easy par. Hole 16. I'm sorry, hole 15. I'm going to throw the Malm. And it felt good out of the hand. It was just a little inside. But I did get a good kick off a tree, put me back in the fairway. I'm going to throw the yarn on the forehand, and I was hoping the wind was going to help me with this because it was a headwind coming through. And I was hoping it was going to keep the yarn on that line, and unfortunately the yarn's just too stable. And I hit a late tree and kicked it away from the basket. This is a long shot for the par, and didn't quite make it. So another bogey. Hole 16, I'm gonna throw the Salamander here. Trying to get through the gap, and unfortunately I do catch that left tree, just knock it straight down. You can see how much the wind's blowing. This yarn was yanked, I mean, or in a good way, like I absolutely crushed it, and unfortunately I hit a tree and kicked right. But out of the hand, it was perfect. So this is for me trying to make the par. Tap in bogey. Just a horrible finish for me. Hole 17, I'm throwing the Votum on my backhand here. I try to always go down the right gap with this hole. Do it just like I wanted to, and I just caught the very last tree I had to get around. And it's gonna kind of lead me further back than I wanted to be, but I'm gonna take the Grackle, and I'm throwing it up that right gap. Just trying to get it up the fairway. Which I did just like I wanted to. And here's where I made a mistake. I'm trying to do a trick shot here. I'm trying to take the Recco X and throw a skip around that tree on the right, and unfortunately I went right into it. I was trying to do a flare skip with the Recco X. And all I could do here is just lay it up and take the bogey. So hole 18, I actually realized while I was putting this video together, I made a mistake here on my throw count, but it hurt me more than it helped. But this was a jackalope off the tee, perfect tee shot. And I'm gonna take the Votum, and that tree is right where my hand is. This tree is in my head so bad right here. I should have thrown a forehand instead. But I'm taking the Votum and I'm trying to throw this backhand, and that tree is just so in my head. It is so close to my backswing or my follow through that I just threw it into that tree. And I'm gonna take the taco and just try to go down that middle gap. Perfect shot. I think I just catch a late tree and it knocks it down. And here I'm taking the Salamander because I said, look, I was trying to throw in the birdie shot here with the Salamander. So this is for all the marbles. Absolutely crushed it. It was going right to the basket, and I caught a little phantom limb above the hill there, and just put it right next to the basket. Kind of knocked it down on the hill. So this was a par. This is a par 5. Unfortunately, I scored a 6 because I miscounted, but I actually had a par, so I actually hurt myself on that finish. You know, I should have been 11 over instead of 12 over. But, you know, I had those in-between shots were so bad, I double counted one of them. But rewatching the video, I saw it was only 5 shots, but you know, it happens. But like I say, it didn't hurt anything. But it was a rough round out there. You know, 11, 12 over, either way is a rough round. It showed 858 there. I'm actually at 861 right now. Everybody out there had a rough round today. I think MPO was only like 3 under, something like that, if I remember correctly. So it was not an easy day out there for anybody. Oh, I'm sorry, MPO was 7 down. One of the guys went 7. Second, 3 people tied for second place at 3 down. So one MPO guy went out there and just shredded it, but everybody else was having a rough time. One of the MPO guys was, you know, up there with me. So I'm not happy with 11 over, 12 over, but I'm also not disappointed in it. It's just what it is because of the weather. But I had a great time, great card mates. You know, I got there early. I was scheduled for 10 o'clock. I got there at like 9:10, and a couple of guys that were going off at 9:30 asked me if I wanted to join their card because, you know, we played together before. I always have a good time playing with them. So, you know, anytime I can, I do. So had a great time out there, and hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you again next time.